Let's recreate this simple ebook cover. You're welcome to my design workshop. Where I help beginner content creators build design skills and put them to use. By the end of this lesson, you'll learn how to put together a simple ebook cover layout. You'll add and adjust text, and you'll be confident enough to try it out on your own. Because in this workshop, we practice what we learn. On the home page, click on the plus button labeled Create right over here on the left-hand side panel. Once I click on that, it will open up a pop-up window where we can select the kind of document we would like to work on. I'm going to type in here Doc A4. And from the list of options provided, I will select Document A4 Portrait. Once I click on that, it will take me straight into the Canva editor. You're welcome to the Canva editor. Now let's get to work. You can either access a template by clicking on the left corner right over here where it says templates to see some layouts, styles that you'd like to use. So over here, we can see that it's already open the templates that are available here. You can click on styles to see some of the color combinations that have been suggested for you. We have font sets over here. If you'd like to pick any of these, we have the options over here. And you can also come in here, look for a template, and apply it to your design. But today we will be creating a digital product from scratch. For starters, let's create a mini font and color guide. This is especially helpful if you're on a free account. First, I'll press T on my keyboard. I'll click anywhere on the page and press T on my keyboard. Then I'll type in fonts. I'm going to expand that. Position it at the center of the page, right over there. When you see the thick line going from top to bottom, that means it is centered. I'll just release it there. And I will change this to Roboto. Just search Roboto over here. That's it. Now I'm going to duplicate this and bring it over here and type in heading. I'm going to reduce the size of this. I'll move it up to the left-hand side. Change the font size to 30. Move it a little bit more since the size has changed. It's changed position. I'll position it over here and then I'll change it to uppercase by clicking on the lowercase uppercase letter A over here on the floating toolbar. It says here uppercase. I've changed that to uppercase and then I will duplicate and type in here League Spartan. That's 1 second. I'll just stretch this out because I wanted to fill the area. I'm typing in here League Spartan. I'll change it to lowercase. Actually, I'll just keep it at uppercase and change the size to 20. Then I'll come over here and type in League Spartan. Click on that. Yeah, there we have it. Now I'm going to center the heading. Just move it a little bit to the right, like that. And then I will copy all of this, press, hold, and copy. Command C and Control C for Windows. And then I will paste over here. Now I'm going to change this to subheading and change this to Tan, mon chéri. Now we're just going to look for the font and change that over there. Type in here, Tan, mon chéri. There it is. You've got that. Now I can reduce the size of this to 20. Okay, it's already 20. I'll move this up slightly. Now I'm going to duplicate this so that I can include the body. I'll just copy this, press, hold, and drag to copy, and then Command D to duplicate. And then I'll drag it to this side so that I can include the body text. Type in here, body. Then I will type here quicksand. That's the body text we'll be using. Now I'm just going to reorganize everything onto the page. First, let's just zoom this out a bit. I'm going to zoom it out so it's slightly bigger. I still want to see add page. Yeah, so 48 should be fine. And then I will move things around so it looks nice and organized. Just move this up slightly. Leave some space between the body and the font. Like that. And I'll move this a little bit to the left. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to move the font up a bit and change the font size to 43. I'll bring it down slightly. Now, since we changed the size, it moved position. So I'm going to bring it down slightly, and now we have the first part done. Now let's click on font and duplicate that. I'll bring it downward and type in here color. Colors, yeah, because we have two colors that we will be including. Then click anywhere and then press C on your keyboard to bring on a circle. Just going to reduce the size slightly, bring it up here. Before I bring on the color, I'll duplicate this. So we have two circles. As I mentioned, there's going to be two colors. As I mentioned, I'm going to use two colors. Just put this over here. And I will reduce the size of the circle. Shouldn't really matter, to be honest. I just want to reduce the size of the circle. This should be fine. One goes over there. Just center them. Yeah, like that. When you see the line that's going horizontally, that shows that it is in the middle of the page when it comes to the width of the page. Okay. Next, we're going to add the colors. The first circle is going to be a light orange color, and the hex code for this color is hashtag triple F 1DF. That's the color we'll be using. It's popped up. Then the next color we'll be using, the next color is a dark purple color, which is hashtag 3E1 C51. That's the dark purple we'll be using. Next, I'm going to take this, which I'm just recentering. I'm going to take that and duplicate. So click on it, Command D or Control D on Windows, duplicate, and then I'm going to add here pattern. Okay, now let's add our patterns. I'm going to be using two patterns that look very much alike. I'll search for the first one in the element section. I'm already here. If you want to go to the element section, you just have to click element and it'll open up the element section. I'm going to type in here. You can see I've already searched it. I'll just click on abstract gold wave line design. Once I click on that, set options open up in the graphics section. I'll just click on see all and scroll through to find what I'm looking for. Let's wait. Okay. I see a similar one. So I'll click on the three dots. Clicking on that will open up the information. It will give you information on the element. So we can see here it's called Abstract Waveline Art Design. And now this is not the exact one I'm looking for. I'm looking for something else. So I'll come here to see more like this. Clicking on that will open up designs that are similar to what I have just looked for. I'll scroll through to find the exact one I'm looking for. It's gold. That's it right there. The one I'm looking for is this one. So I'm just going to click on it. As you can see, it's a golden pattern. I'll put it right over here. I'll just reduce the size and put it in this corner. Now I'm going to look for the second pattern. It's also a golden pattern. That one is called Abstract Wavy Line Pattern in Gold and Black. So let's search for that. I just want to show you how you can easily look for elements when you're looking for them. This one is Abstract Wavy Line Pattern in Gold and Black. So I'm just going to type that in here. Abstract Wavy Line Pattern in Gold and Black. Press enter. So now I'm just going to scroll through to find the one I'm looking for. It is this one over here. How we know is we can click on these three dots. Clicking on that will show the name, the creator, and it's by the same creator. So if you go to see more like this, you'll see all the designs available from this creator. Let's do that. We did that already before. Okay, so it's all here right now. You can see we've looked at this. Yeah. All right. So I'll go back and select this one. Reduce the size by pulling on this round circle in the corner. And then I'll position it at the bottom right over here. Okay, now we have our mini color and font guide. Well, this one has some patterns, so it's just like our mini brand guide. If you don't have the brand section, if you don't have access to it because it's a pro feature, well, you've made your own brand guide right over here that you can also use for other designs, making it easy for you to find your colors and your font really quickly and pretty easily. I'll just realign this. Okay, that's that. So yes, our mini color and font guide is complete. We're moving on to the design. Before we move on to the design, I'd like to make a small tweak to this over here, Quicksand. I have to change the font to Quicksand. Let me do that quickly by typing in Quicksand when I go to the font section. That's it right there. Yes. So we have the three different types of fonts you will see throughout the document. Now let's move on. The next thing we're going to do is add page. We're going to design our cover page. I'm going to click here to add a new page. Now I'm going to change the color of the background. First, I'll close here. I'm going to change the color of this background. Before I do that, I'll also change the color of this background. Clicking on there, and I will type it in here. Okay, I'll type the hex code of the color in here. It's A86C3F. That's the color we'll be using. Yeah. Next, we're going to our second page. I'm going to change the color of this background as well. I'll click on the circle. It says background color. Once I click on that, I will clear the hex color code that I typed into the search bar, and it will take me back to the area that has the document colors. Because we've already created our document that has all our colors, our fonts, and patterns, you'll see that the colors we will be using will be populated over here. Again, this is especially useful if you're on a free account because you can't include anything. You can only include 3 colors to your brand kits for starters, unless you upgrade. Okay, so I'm going to change the background color to this light orange color over here. Once we've got that there, the next thing we're going to do is to bring on an element. This element that we're going to be using is called white marble surface. So we would have to close this color section right over there. We're back in the element section. I'm going to type what I'm looking for over here. Again, I'm using free elements in this document. So people on a free account, you're good to go. So I'm going to type in here photo of a marble surface. Now it's a photo, so I'm going to go into see all. That way I can have a look at the options available. I am looking for a free marble surface. This one, yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. To be honest, you can pick any of the ones that have a gray finish. That would work well. So I will click on this and bring it onto my sheet. Now let's extend it to fill the top part of the document. I'm just going to extend it this way. I'll leave a margin, extend it to the right, extend it to the left as well. Not fully. Yeah, leaving a bit of a margin. Then I'll center it. When you see that pink line going all the way down, means it is centered. That's that. Now I'm going to look for an image that I can include. Back to the element section to do that. So I'm going to type in here photo of a marble surface. Now it's a photo, so I'm going to go into see all. That way I can have a look at the options available. I am looking for a free marble surface. This one, yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. To be honest, you can pick any of the ones that have a gray finish. That would work well. So I will click on this and bring it onto my sheet. Now let's extend it to fill the top part of the document. I'm just going to extend it this way. I'll leave a margin, extend it to the right, extend it to the left as well. Not fully. Yeah, leaving a bit of a margin. Then I'll center it. When you see that pink line going all the way down, means it is centered. That's that. Now I'm going to look for an image that I can include. Back to the element section to do that. I'll type into the search bar, Black professional woman working. With a laptop. Very long description. Let's see what comes up. You can select any picture of your choice. especially if it has a grayish background. That works very well. I'll be going for this very one over here. It says professional woman working at laptop desk, businesswoman. Some of the keywords over here, it says show all keywords. So when you're searching, you can include these keywords and it will bring it up. Some of these keywords, not all of them, but some of these keywords are able to bring up this picture. But you can also go through and select whichever picture you like. I'll click on it and bring it on. What I'm going to do now is reduce the size to make it fit, but leave a small margin around it, just like you see me doing over here. I will make sure that it doesn't exceed, but that I have an even margin all around. So I'll just center it. As you can see, the thick line is over there. There you have it. It is centered. So this is the image we're going for. Now I'm going to press T on my laptop and we're going to include the title of the ebook. Title is how, all caps, how to launch your freelance career. What I'm going to do is I'm going to align this left, so left align like that, and I will enter so that it looks something like this. Now I'm going to change the font. Our main title font is League Spartan, as we already chose in the very beginning. So I'm going to click on this and change the font over here. You'll see it in our recently used section. I'll just click on League Spartan. First, I'm going to copy all of it, and usually as soon as I select this and click League Spartan, it will change everything. Yeah. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to change the line spacing of this. Come up here, it says advanced settings. You see the letter T. Click on that and come to line spacing. I'm going to type in here 1.23 and then enter for the line spacing. I want it to be close. I'm going to change the font size to 38. So I'll just click on it, select it, come over here and type in 38, press enter. Now I can just extend this, move it up, and change the size to, and change the color to our dark purple. I'll just go over here to text color, click and select the dark purple color to change it. Now that's done, I'm going to add a name. I'll press T on the keyboard and then I will type in here by Aduki. Bring that down over here to the bottom. Also left aligned. I'll just make that left aligned. Leave some space between the main title and this name over here. And then I will change the font to Tant Mon Chéri over there. Just like that. Okay, now let's spice up our design by adding one of our patterns. I'm going to go to our guide sheet and click on this one on the left, right over here. To copy, Control-C for Windows and Command-C for Mac users. I'm just going to come over here and press Command-V. I'll move it over to the right hand side corner. Let's rotate it. This symbol over here that shows two arrows that are turning around, that's to rotate. So I'm going to rotate it like that all the way until I have the part that I want. Actually, I don't need to rotate it much, just slightly this way. And then I will tuck it in. All I want to see is that the ends of the lines look like they're fading in. As you can tell, the lines fade out. And so I will rotate it, tuck it in, and have about 3 lines showing. And then I will rotate it slightly this way. Almost there. You can position it however you like. I'm just going to go with this. I'll extend this part and then I will rotate it one more time. Just like that. Just like this. Now let's tuck it in. Yeah. This is what I'm going for. Just lift it up a little bit. This is what I'm going for. All right, that's done. Now I want to add another part in, but we will be adding the one on the right. So I'm just going to bring that onto the second page just by dragging and bringing it on. I'm just going to tuck it over here. I want to flip it. So to do that, I'll come over here and click flip. Once I click on that, it will show me 2 options. I can either flip horizontal or flip vertical. I'm going to go with flip horizontal. So I will click on flip horizontal. There you go. And then I'll just tack it in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I need this to go underneath the marble. So once it's selected, I'll go to position, click on that, and select backward. Under arrange, there's forward to front, backward, and to back. I'm going to click on backward. And there, my pattern is tucked in. I want it to go backward one more time so that it is behind the marble. And that's the effect I have achieved now. I'll just move it up slightly like that. Yes. Our cover page is done. How easy was that? Now let's tuck it in. Yeah. This is what I'm going for. Just lift it up a little bit. This is what I'm going for. All right, that's done. Now I want to add another part in, but we will be adding the one on the right. So I'm just going to bring that onto the second page just by dragging and bringing it on. I'm just going to tuck it over here. I want to flip it. So to do that, I'll come over here and click flip. Once I click on that, it will show me 2 options. I can either flip horizontal or flip vertical. I'm going to go with flip horizontal. So I will click on flip horizontal. There you go. And then I'll just tack it in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I need this to go underneath the marble. So once it's selected, I'll go to position, click on that, and select backward. Under arrange, there's forward to front, backward, and to back. I'm going to click on backward. And there, my pattern is tucked in. I want it to go backward one more time so that it is behind the marble. And that's the effect I have achieved now. I'll just move it up slightly like that. Yes. Our cover page is done. How easy was that? So there's one more thing I want us to do on here. Let's select the marble and the image. By coming onto this corner here, I'll just press, hold, and drag to select the image and the marble. Once I release, I have the option that has popped up over here to group. Let's group that. What that would do is if ever you want to move this, you can easily do that without shifting anything. So I can move it to the left, move it to the right, and I can also center it. When you see the thick line going all the way to the bottom, centered. All right, now that that's done, we're moving on to the next page, which is our content page. If you found this easy, let me know in the comment section. You can type in there, easy peasy, if you've been able to do the cover page. So, you've learned how to create a simple ebook cover in a few simple steps. Now go on and get creative.